What if your next computer isn't in your pocket? It's on your face. Meta just wrapped up their Connect 2025 event, and it was packed with announcements. Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses are getting smarter, Meta AI is becoming more powerful, and there's even a neural wristband that lets you control things with tiny hand movements. The show opened with something really clever. Mark Zuckerberg wore the new Meta display smart glasses and started the keynote from a first-person view. You saw everything from his perspective. It felt like you were right there with him walking through his workplace. However, the visuals weren't super crisp, and I still have doubts about streaming quality, but it got the point across. This is a product designed to blend into your daily life. Still, I kept thinking, how distracting will this be in real life? Having a little screen floating off to the side of your vision sounds useful, but when I'm out walking or watching my kids, even a small distraction could be a problem. I haven't used the live streaming feature on my current Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses because I'm worried about video quality and drop signals. The footage from the POV stream looked okay, but not great. For a quick check-in or casual stream, maybe it works, but for anything more serious, I'm not convinced yet. Meta said they want to make smart glasses that look good, are comfortable to wear, and give you a new level of personal intelligence. That's the foundation of their whole idea of the metaverse. I like that priority, because as someone who wears glasses every day, I can tell you design and comfort really do matter. I've worn a lot of frames over the years, and honestly, plastic frames, especially the chunkier ones, are never my favorite. They're bulkier, heavier, and more noticeable in your field of view. I prefer thin metal frames because they almost disappear. That's one of my main issues with the current Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses. I like what they do, but they're not something I always want on my face. The frame thickness is obvious, and the weight starts to bother me after a while. That's why I was excited to hear that the new version of the Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses doubles the battery life. That was one of the biggest weak points in version 1. Now you can go longer without worrying about your charge, which makes them more practical for daily use. The camera also got a boost, 3K resolution. Daytime video has always been solid, but I'm really hoping this helps in low light conditions too. Another standout feature is something called conversation focus. It lets you boost the volume of the person you're talking to in a noisy environment. You know those moments where you're constantly saying,
"Sorry, what?"
or
"Can you speak up?"
This could help a lot. And what's even better, it's coming to the original smart glasses too. You don't need to buy the new model to get this. I love that. It makes me feel like my original purchase is still getting better over time. But here's where it gets weird. To turn on conversation focus,
"Hey Meta, start conversation focus."
that feels a little clunky. If I'm in the middle of a conversation and suddenly have to speak a command, it pulls me out of the moment. I wish they added a tap or gesture instead, something quick and quiet. Because right now, activating it feels a bit awkward. And when it comes to using Meta AI on your glasses, I've barely touched those features. Why? Battery life. If I know I only have a few hours, I'm saving power for taking photos or videos. If the glasses die early in the day, there's no reason to keep wearing them over my lighter, more comfortable metal frames. Meta said the AI features work for 1 to 2 hours straight right now. Their long-term goal is all-day AI use. I'm glad they're thinking about that, but we're not there yet. They also introduced new frame colors and styles. I think that's a smart move. Back when the first generation launched, choices were limited. The extra variety now could help these glasses appeal to more people. That said, I bought the limited edition transparent Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses last time, and to be honest, they look better on my shelf than on my face. They only came in one size, and it was too small and a bit uncomfortable. Plus, pulling off transparent frames as an everyday look isn't easy. I think of them more as a collector's piece than something I'd wear often. Now let's talk about the Oakley Meta Vanguard. These are designed for action sports and outdoor activities. Mark said you can run 2 marathons on one charge. That's pretty wild. They have a centered camera, wide 122-degree field of view, and even video stabilization. The sound system has been upgraded so you can still hear music or calls clearly in loud environments, like biking or even jet skiing. There's also advanced wind noise reduction. Meta says you could be standing in a wind tunnel and the person on the other end of your call could still hear you clearly. That's a bold claim. I'd love to see someone test that. They've also added slow motion and hyperlapse recording, and even integrated Garmin and Strava so you can overlay real-time stats onto your videos. If you're into cycling or running content, that's a powerful tool. And they're water resistant, IP67 rating. Mark even said he surfed with them. Why didn't they add that to the Ray-Ban line too? For me personally, I'm not the target for this model. I don't do extreme sports, but the features are so strong I wish they were available across the entire lineup. These really feel like smart glasses that could replace an action camera. Then there is the new Ray-Ban Meta display glasses. These are the first AI glasses from Meta with a high-resolution display built in. You control them with a wristband called the Meta Neural Band. It picks up micro movements from your hand and even signals from your brain. Imagine writing a text message just by barely moving your hand. Mark said he's up to 30 words per minute using the system. Now that's not fast compared to typing or talking, but it's early days. There's also voice dictation, which will probably be the easier way to reply when you're on the go. One of the coolest features was adjusting the volume with an invisible knob. Mark just turned his hand in the air and the sound got louder. As someone who listens to music all the time with these glasses, that feature got me excited. I don't like wearing over-the-ear headphones with glasses, and I'm not a fan of in-ear buds. This kind of open audio system feels like the best of both worlds. But there are trade-offs. The temples on these glasses are massive. That's where most of the hardware lives. The front frame also looks bulkier than the standard Ray-Bans. In press photos, Meta used shadows and angles to make them look slimmer than they really are. It's a bit misleading, so if you're considering these, try them on in person if you can. The display reaches up to 5,000 nits of brightness. That means it'll be clear even in bright sunlight. You can preview photos and videos right on the glasses. I haven't had much of an issue with transferring files to the phone, but having the option is nice. Live captions and translation also caught my attention. If these features work well, they could be incredibly helpful, not just for accessibility, but for real-time language translation. We might be getting close to the dream of having a face-to-face conversation with someone in another language and actually understanding each other. And I have to mention the foldable charging case. It's compact, unique, and a huge improvement over traditional eyeglass cases. After 30 years of wearing eyeglasses, I've never seen anything like it. I hope Meta brings this to their entire lineup. These display glasses start at $799 and come with transition lenses by default. That's usually a premium add-on, so it's nice that it's included. The whole event ended with a great conversation with James Cameron. It was fascinating to hear Cameron talk about where immersive technology is headed. He mentioned how today's headsets actually have higher brightness and color range than most movie theaters. According to him, typical theaters are dim, like 3-foot Lamberts. The Quest headset, equivalent to 30. That extra brightness gives you deeper color, more contrast, and better emotional engagement. He sees a future where 3D content becomes the norm, not just from movies, but for short-form video and television too. That got me thinking. If these devices got better and more affordable, the line between watching and being inside the experience will start to blur. You won't just view content, you'll be part of it. Thanks for watching. If you're curious about how this new AI wave is affecting our habits and attention spans, I made another video all about how people are becoming addicted to AI and what we can do to stay in control. You can check that out right here. See you guys next time.